Let's welcome our man Jason Jones, culture writer over at The Athletic. What's up, Jay?
Not much, in between picking up kids. So this is a nice little break in between them demanding food. And, they always want to be fed every day, which is kind of annoying, but hey.
Damn kids. Damn kids and their need to
take
eat.
A day off.
I mean, then they'll
Did
go out.
you eat yesterday, son?
Then they'll go out in public and embarrass you and like act like they haven't eaten in days. Like, oh my God, we're so hungry. I'm like, you just ate everything 30 minutes ago. We just got here. Chill.
And you got boys too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
3 boys. And
all of Jason's money goes to food.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, I make dinner and just like step away. And if there's any scraps left, they graciously allow me to eat some food. They're like, hey, Dad, we saved you some. And I'm like, thanks for my 2 scoops of food. You guys are awesome. You're like, happy Father's Day.
And how old are they again?
14, 11, and 9.
Oh, yeah. You lucky you get 2 scoops.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, when there's anything left over, what I hear is, can I take this for lunch? I say, I give up, I used to be able to say, well, I'll make some vegetables or something, and they'll leave me those. They started eating those too. I'm like, God, you guys are really hungry.
My son ate my shrimp fried rice the other day.
Ooh.
I was not happy.
Oh,
I may have to go get some today. It was delicious.
All right. Did you get your chicken
katsu? Yeah, I did. I had some. Well, they ended up bringing home some food last night, and Jazz cooked, so I didn't get a chance to just eat it all. But I had a little taste because I was like fiending for it after remembering it was
talked about it for 3 hours yesterday. You treated that chicken like it was Kyle Kuzma.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we've been talking about. Well, pause.
Wow.
We've been talking about Kyle Kuzma the whole damn day. The whole damn day. You're a Lakers guy. You experienced a lot with Kyle Kuzma. How you evaluate him as a player?
I like that toward the end of his Laker tenure, he became a better defender and rebounder. I think he can get buckets. Just that on that team, that was not going to ever be his primary role. But I mean, I thought that proposed trade a couple of years ago would have been good for the Kings, where you could have put Kuz with Harrison, and basically, I saw Kyle kind of doing what Keegan does, but not exactly. Just kind of just having a guy who's with some size who could be a floor spacer. I think Kyle's probably at this age of his career probably more of a dynamic scorer than Keegan is. But I like I like Kyle as a player. I think he's a guy, like I said, he's going to score. He can rebound. He can do some other things. So I like him. I don't know if I like him at $30 million a year, but hey, you're worth whatever someone's willing to pay you. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure you all would like that better than me having fun about Draymond.
Yep.
Well, now that just
that's
don't
facts.
make no damn sense.
That's facts.
Oh, come on, man. It does make sense in basketball. It does make basketball sense.
How?
You need someone to help tie together that terrible defense.
How do you do with the Warriors?
How
do you do with the Warriors?
The defense didn't suck just because of him.
So, but when it's good, this is what I always talk about. When it's good, it's because of Draymond. When it sucks, it's because everybody else.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that he has no part in it. I'm saying you put him there, you automatically upgrade that part of your team. I think just that his relations, him knowing Mike Brown, to me, they need a connector out there defensively, someone who can help them figure some stuff out. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I mean, I think every couple of years, the Kings lust after a Warrior who's a free agent. I mean, they helped Andre Iguodala get paid twice. I mean, so, there are people who believe the Kings are going to pursue him. I don't think they're going to end up getting them unless they just throw like all their cap space at them. But no, hey, I think it's worth a consideration if you're talking about going to the next level as the Kings. I think it's worth a consideration. I
don't think he takes you to the next level. And also, when you talk about the basketball fits, and we're having a basketball conversation. I know people think I hate Draymond, so I can't never say nothing nice about him. That's not true. It's a good ball player.
Say something nice about Draymond Green right now.
He's a good passer.
He's a good passer.
He's a good passer. He's a good passer.
All right.
But what he does, what he allegedly does for your team on the defensive end, is that enough to make you run out there with 3 non-shooters in the starting 5? When you people talk about a good basketball fit, I think he's a terrible offensive fit. Absolutely terrible offensive fit for this team.
Who are the 3 non-shooters?
It would be Sabonis, Draymond, and I'm not looking at De'Aaron Fox as this 3-point sniper. Like, he's gotten better, but he's not that. Like, he's gotten better, but he's deadly in the mid-range. He's not deadly from beyond the arc.
Mm-hmm. I think you just have to be, the coach, you figure some stuff out. I mean, I think one area basketball wise where it would be tricky is that Draymond is a guy who facilitates from kind of the same area Sabonis does offensively at times. That would be tricky, but like I said, I figure, I think it's definitely you at least got to consider. Not that it would happen. I don't know if you want to pay that much money to get to try to lure him away from Golden State, but there's a lot of folks around the league who were like, it's a lot of cap space, and what could it wouldn't be the worst thing they could do with their cap space. If you're talking, I think it wouldn't be I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not predicting that. I just think it's funny that when people started discussing it, how a lot of people in Sacramento lost their minds, like they were asking for like a guy from like, I don't know, like some end of the bench guy who's going to be getting that money. It was like, oh no, never. This would never make any sense. Like, no, it could make sense. It could definitely make sense. I mean, he's been a non-shooter on a team with shooters, but it's not like it would be a crazy idea. But more than anything, the best joy I got of that was seeing the D'Lo and Casey account tweet nice things about Draymond. So if it got us that, I was entertained. That's all I needed.
Big fan of Draymond Green here. Big fan of Draymond Green.
Yeah, I mean that made my day right there to see all these that was almost as great as all of my friends who were Warrior fans who hate Chris Paul now telling me all these great things about Chris Paul. I mean, I love the offseason, especially when I don't have to cover it. This is hilarious to me. I got a list of friends who either are like, you know what, Chris Paul really is good. On the other hand, my other Warrior friends are like, man, this is just disgusting. This is kind of like when the Lakers got Pat Bev. I'm like, it's really not. No, it's really not. I says it's not even the same. This is just like, okay. I mean, yeah, this time of year is fun. It's really fun, especially when I don't have to worry about, on the computer all the time. Oh my God, what's happening next?
Yeah, because it keeps changing. It just changed. We were talking about Kyle Kuzma. Got to Draymond Green quick.
Mm-hmm. Then we can go around. We can go
Kelly Oubre.
Jeremy Green.
Oh yeah, the guy who I thought the Kings after years ago.
Who, Kelly Oubre?
Yeah.
Oh, they wanted Kelly Oubre?
No, I thought they should have gone after him a couple of years ago. They didn't. No. I was like, wouldn't be a bit, because I mean, a few years ago, I thought the Kings needed some athleticism, some guys who was a little fight in them, a little toughness, and I didn't see a lot of that from them. I said Kelly would give you that. Mm-hmm. Didn't happen, obviously, but it's a different thing for the Kings because now they're looking for things to actually legitimately make themselves better, as opposed to let's throw it on the wall and maybe this will work this time. So we'll see. It's cool reading stuff like Tyrese Halliburton trying to get Harrison out of Sacramento. I'm like, this is fun. This is just interesting to read that, number one, that there's a free agent from the Kings that another team wants. Because for years, Kings free agents would happen. It'd be like, okay, no one's trying to sign that guy. Mm-hmm. And you go to the Kings, get your last nice contract, and then you go off into the sunset. Or if you're like Corey Brewer, you start coaching and playing the big three, fun times, fun times.
Things have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, this team trying to figure out how to ascend to the next level. What, like, it for you, you look at this Kings team, is Draymond Green the guy for you that takes them up, even if it's just a small notch? Or is there another player out there that they could pursue in free agency that might take them up a slight bit higher than they were last year?
I mean, there's probably I think the reason why I think a guy, a guy like a Draymond helps because I'm going in with the mindset of the Clippers will be healthy, the Lakers will be better, Phoenix will be probably better, and then if you just take those three teams, you're not going to win. You're not going to be the 3 seed with the worst defense in basketball if those teams are all relatively healthy, and not even throw in the Warriors. Mm-hmm. So I think they just need something to help them on that end of the court. Maybe it's going to be part of the guys they have will be better, but you got to get, if it's not a guy like that, you got to get some legit 3-and-D guys out there on that team. Mm. If you're worried about Draymond not being a shooter, I understand that. If you're wondering about the clash, just style-wise, what's the bonus? I get that, but you got to get somebody out there. If you let Harrison walk, even if you keep Harrison, you still need more defenders. So to me, I think the Kings, anyone who wants to play defense, should be calling the Kings, like saying, hey, you got some cap space. I'll come out there and I'll try to stop somebody.
So here's the thing that I always say. I'll ask you the question. I think their identity, their superpower is what they can do on the offensive end. And I don't disagree that they need to improve on the defensive end for sure. But I don't want to sacrifice much of the offense for defense. So, for instance, just use Draymond as an example. He's a 0 on offense. And I'm not willing to go to a 0 on offense.
He's a 0?
Better the defense a little. I'm just argument's sake, like Matisse Thybulle, so we won't talk about Draymond. I'm not willing to go to take that much away from the offense to maybe improve your defense. Because at the end of the day, Sabonis is still Sabonis. Kevin Huerter is still Kevin Huerter. Those guys aren't going to turn into Scottie Pippen just because somebody walked into the locker room.
No.
So they'll get better. Your team defense will get better to a certain degree, but I'm not willing to take a whole lot away from the offense in the names of going up 7 spots on the defensive rankings.
I'd rather be, say, 5th or 6th in offense and 16th in defense, and then be 1st in offense and 30th in defense. Because they gave up they gave up a 50-piece in a game 7. They gave up a 50-piece in a game.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. This is what I always say, because you talk about Draymond. What did the Lakers do to them in 3 games?
What do you mean?
Lakers beat the hell out of the Warriors.
Okay, but we're not talking the Lakers.
Ran the score up on them.
Okay.
So bringing in Draymond isn't going to make you this defensive juggernaut in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, but the Kings don't have Anthony Davis either. I mean, I don't know. No, I don't see the parallel because they're 2 different teams. The Lakers were also a much better defensive team.
No. What I'm saying is Draymond was on the Warriors. He's this great defensive juggernaut, and the Lakers ran them out of the gym. So, how would that be any different getting Draymond on the Kings?
I'm not saying that's the only player you add either. I'm saying that I think someone like that would help, but I don't think that I don't think the Laker comparison really matters because the 2 different series, 2 different teams. The Lakers also didn't score and they also scored differently. I don't think I just don't really see the real comp with that, but I don't think that you can pin all that on Draymond. I don't think. No. I don't think you say, okay, the Lakers scored 130. That was Draymond's fault exclusively. Obviously, he's part of it. So I just don't, but I also think that if you get a quarterback defensive, I don't know who, say it's not Draymond. I think when I watch them, they need someone to organize them on defense at times, the same way Sabonis and De'Aaron get them organized on offense. I mean, because I mean, the guy's not on if the guy's on the roster who can do that now, where is he? I'm just saying, I'd rather be a little worse on offense because, I mean, you can't find me a team that was 30th in defense and won in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be a little worse on offense. I think you'd be a lot worse.
I think they could still score. They wouldn't go to the New York Knicks of 90. They wouldn't be the 94 Knicks. They wouldn't be like the 04 Pacers scoring 70 points in 4 quarters. It wouldn't, it wouldn't be that drastic. I just think, because like I said, Draymond's an easy. I don't care either whoever you take out, wherever you plug in, you can't be the 30th best defense in the league. You just can't. You just can't be the 30th best defense in basketball and expect to ever win anything in the postseason. They won't win a series with that kind of defense ever.
I don't think that player exists. I mean, I get the Draymond fit. Like I get what you're talking about, but outside, like I don't. It's not Kuz. It's not Oubre. It's some. Well, the one it might be is OG, but I don't know how realistic that is anymore.
I think it's
Jeremy Grant's.
I think it's players. I don't think it's one guy. I think it's players. I think you need multiple guys. I think you still need a big man off the bench who can be.
But I was going to say, but you probably only have one starting position that could potentially. It might not even change, but could potentially change in the position.
Put it this way, I wouldn't throw $30 million at Draymond Green because he's not. You got too many. I wouldn't do that. But who's not to say that the owner doesn't want to do that? So I mean, I think you've got to get more than one guy for sure. Like I said, it was just you see all that cap and think, what could they do that would be completely like wow? That would be a wow move. I think they got to get a defensive big off the bench. I think you need some defensive help off the on the wing. You got Davion, but Davion can't be, he needs some help. So I just think you need multiple pieces. So I wouldn't throw all of it at Draymond, but you never know. Every year we say no team should do that. Then some team does it. Some team did trade like 9 first-round picks for Rudy Gobert last year.
Man. And still stunk. And then committed more money to another big this offseason.
We signed another center because you can't have enough centers.
That's the NBA in 2023. Can't have enough centers.
Yeah, so it's just when you think, hey, nobody would do that, somebody will. So I'm just curious how it all plays out. I don't think there's going to be some of the movement that people thought. I think Kyrie stays in Dallas. I think the Lakers stay together. I don't think the Clippers really can afford to blow up that team.
What do you think Austin Reeves gets? You think Austin Reeves gets 100 plus?
I think someone will throw that offer sheet at him, and the Lakers will match it.
Like he's the Lakers aren't letting him go no matter what.
No, I think somebody will throw a ton of money. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if the Rockets or someone throws that big offer sheet at him, and the Lakers say, "Okay, we're matching it. Thank you."
The Rockets are going to be tied to everyone.
Yeah, they're going to be tied to us. They're going to be tied to Tom Brady. Everybody. And then in the end, they'll bring back all those teenagers they have on the team, and hopefully they'll try to get what was the new name, Fred VanVleet, tied to them.
Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, everyone. They got the money, but I mean that. They're gonna probably have to unload a couple of those young guys. They got like a bunch of guys who all play the same position.
Right.
So yeah, they're gonna get talked about because they got cap space and they got young players they can move. So this is gonna be, I think some of the big names may not move, and then there's always gonna be that one surprise move. I don't know what it'll be. I think John Collins getting traded, for extra set of basketball racks and.
The corpse of Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, I mean
Rudy Gay.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that happening, but hey, you never know. I mean, Bradley Beal got traded for some second round picks and what used to be Chris Paul, and then
hey, leave Chris Paul alone.
Do you think the Warriors got better?
I think they got older and smaller, and. I understand the whole thing, everything, the ideal situation, everyone's healthy, but Chris Paul's games played have declined every year for a few years. And Steph, as great as he is, he hasn't exactly been durable the last few years. I mean, it could go really well, or you could have, a backcourt of Gary Payton II and some other, and like Moses Moody when those guys are all hurt.
One thing that's funny about some Warriors fans, or perhaps in this case, and we generally don't use these terms, all Warrior fans, Jordan Poole averaged like 21 last year.
Yeah.
Like Jordan Poole won you some regular season games when Steph wasn't playing.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's just gone. So you're really banking on what Jay just said right there, and this team being healthy and Steph Curry playing a bulk of this season.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that there's a talented young scorer on this team like Jordan Poole was.
They're banking on Kuminga being the second coming of, I'm not exactly sure who, but
he's 7'2" now.
7'4", you know.
7'4", yeah.
God, that was hilarious. I'm like, y'all just
that's funny.
Yeah, and I hear whenever someone says I hear, I'm like, oh my God, they read the internet. Whenever a reporter goes on TV, 9 times out of 10 says, well, I hear, oh, you read on Twitter.
I heard Cade Cunningham's not looking too well.
I hear, because I mean, how many folks was it Ball Sack Sports? How many people have they gotten?
Oh, they didn't get me. It wasn't them. I didn't see it from them.
They got your boy.
I didn't see it from them.
They got your boy. Yeah, I don't even think that was Ball Sack. I think that was Butt Crack Sports. Sorry, Bruce.
I'm always on the lookout for their little tweets. I didn't see it from them.
Okay.
Somebody got it from somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. John
Kuminga, that got me.
Kuminga's now a 7'5" small forward. Yeah, I mean, this is the fun time of year. It's like 2K on steroids. Everyone's like, yeah, this is all should work, but what should work, you know, the Warriors kind of remind me of it. You see it every kind of decade where a team is near the end of their run, so they're making moves to try to extend that run because the argument could be made with the Warriors is that, you know what, you should have kept Poole, and I don't know, traded Clay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
you can sell me on that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you know, the argument could be made. You take the younger guy with the more upside, and you say, thank you for your service, Clay, but you've had 2 major injuries in recent years. You maybe don't defend the way you used to before, and we're going to allow you to go to a team where maybe you can still contend, and we're going to, you know, invest in this young guy. But you're not going to make number 30 upset by trading off his homies.
Yeah, Joe Lacob, I think more than anybody is keeping this. He's got a basketball team of nostalgia right now. I don't think the Warriors are bad, by the way. I don't think they're missing the play-in. I think they have the ability to compete for top 6. Like I don't think Lacob is trashing this team by paying these guys and keeping them around. But I also don't think he's trying to improve this team either.
I mean,
this team is
to do it. I mean, and I think you're going to run this thing back until, you know, you can't run it back anymore.
Yep.
You know, and I think what hurts the Warriors is that in the big picture is that if Kuminga or Moody isn't a star, you had 3 lottery picks. And so all that time when Steph was hurt and the team was terrible, I mean, basically Wiseman became GP2 again. You know, I mean, I don't think you'll see the effects of all that till, you know, when Steph is retired and you realize, man, they had a number 2 pick, and, you know, maybe they could have had a LaMelo Ball in the wings, and they don't. You know, maybe for their sake, they're probably just hoping Kuminga becomes more than just what they see athletically. He can help them, because that's the other part of the Chris Paul trade. Everyone's saying that, you know, Chris is going to come here and help Kuminga and Moody and all these young guys are going to get, you know, now it's not even all these young guys now. It's like Kuminga and Moody.
Yeah.
He's going to help elevate them. I'm like, if Chris is healthy, he will. But if not, you know, you're looking at Gary Payton running that second unit.
This is Vince McMahon keeping the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels around. It's like, guys, you don't serve a purpose here anymore, but we'll throw you in one of the Crown Jewel shows and keep it moving.
We put your name on the banner, and we do a preseason tour in China and Japan. We're going to pack the stadium because you're still on this roster, but we get back home, we really don't want to play you.
But we have to.
Yeah.
Because we let our good young talent go.
Yeah. We went off to AEW.
Now they're in a death match against Dean Ambrose.
Oh, God.
Or John Moxley.
Getting cut.
Oh, my God. He's bleeding again? I'm shocked.
Oh, that reminds me. One of the on this days was the pipe bomb.
Yeah, I figured that's the direction you were going.
Well, that was the second. That wasn't even one. The on this day was that I was thinking of was Tyson beat up Spinks on this day.
Oh wow!
And just imagining what imagine if we had that moment today, Mike Tyson today, and he did that in 91 seconds, the heavyweight champion.
I remember pay-per-view. We ordered that on pay-per-view, and my grandpa had a fight party for it. And
like that, it was over.
He obliterated. That was the height of Mike Tyson. That was
I agree.
Mike Tyson's had grown men literally shaking in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Champions too.
Yeah, I mean, looking like, Spinks was like this. He almost said, just be gentle.
He's just do it. Just do it.
Like, I don't want no parts of this, Mike. Just go ahead and just.
Hey, what do you think happens with Dame?
Stays.
What do you think should happen with Dame?
I mean, I don't think Dame. I mean, Dame's from Oakland. He gets to play in Portland. He's not far from home. He's on the West Coast. I mean, he's like a made man up there. Like, put it this way: if Portland misses the playoffs the next 4 years, no one's going to blame Dame.
Mm-hmm.
Dame's getting paid. Dame's a great player. I don't know if he hadn't asked to get traded by now. What's changed to where he's all of a sudden going to go in there and say, and trade me? I think if they ever trade Dame, it'll be one of those deals where the team goes to Dame and says, we're trading you. Like, we won't keep you. You're gone. I don't get the vibe from Dame. He's a guy who's going to walk in there and say, hey, he's not going to be like KD was years ago, man. Look at all these guys joining up. Then 2 years later, KD's joining up with somebody. I just can't. I mean, maybe Dame is just too Oakland for that. I can't see Dame doing that. I think Dame is just going to try to just fight it out with those guys and, see what they do in this offseason. And if you're Portland, does that some of those Miami proposed packages really appeal to you for Dame?
Yeah, I don't know how. We were talking about this earlier. You already have a log jam at positions that just probably wouldn't work in any deal with Miami.
Yeah, I mean,
Tyler Hero is the centerpiece. You pretty much have to trade Tyler Hero somewhere else, or someone on your roster has to go somewhere else.
Yeah, you drafted Scoot. He's going to be the guy after Dame eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I don't see it, which probably means tomorrow we'll find out that Dame's been traded to like Dallas for like Kyrie and whatever they got left or something crazy. Watch, we'll say all this, and all of a sudden Dame's been traded to Miami or Atlanta.
Hey, it's almost like if you had a whole show about Kyle Kuzma joining the Kings.
Oops.
Wow. And then Kyle ends up re-signing with the Wizards.
Or just Kyle Kuzma winds up signing somewhere not Sacramento.
Yeah, Kyle goes to Houston.
That's
and it's like,
damn, man.
All that talking, Kyle's a rocket.
This show is for entertainment purposes only. Do not take what we say seriously. It is not that serious.
That's the best part of this time of year because you can't really take any of it seriously at this point. I mean, I remember writing a story about Kyle Kuzma heading to Sacramento to the point where people told me Montrezl Harrell was calling up the Sac about where to live. Then all of a sudden, Montrezl is a Wizard and Kyle's out there with KCP, and Russell Westbrook is the guy who's going to save LeBron's legs during the regular season. Kind of like how Chris Paul is going to save Steph from wear and tear.
Oof. Hey, before we let you go, where's Russ land?
Outside of the Clippers, I don't know where it makes sense.
Yeah, I don't either.
I just don't see where it makes outside of him just staying with the Clippers. I mean, I can't, the Knicks used to be starch. The Knicks don't need him. They got Brunson. I don't know. I just don't see a natural landing spot outside of him staying with the Clippers and taking a nice pay cut to stay. But I mean, where else could he go? I don't see another. How about
Rockets?
Sacramento. They've got cap space. Russ can run the second unit. That's the big thing now. Everyone's going to run their second unit. Sacramento.
I'll sign up for it. It doesn't bother me a bit.
I ain't mad at that.
Doesn't bother me a bit. Jay, we appreciate you as always, man. What did you wind up doing for the draft?
I just did some blogs, some blog posts, and commented on some things like outside of the picks, like the fact that my man, one of the twins going to Houston was talking about they need to get some in and out there, and stuff like that. Talked about Scoot Henderson's sister is a fashion designer. Had to shout out Grady Dick with the Mr. White Folks outfit.
Well,
that's probably a dated reference for some people. Google Mr. White Folks, youngsters, and you'll see an old thing on HBO, and you'll understand where I'm coming from.
Jay, we appreciate you as always. Thank you, my brother.
What a way to sign off, y'all.
Jason Jones tells you to go Google Mr. White Folks. That's the way it is.
All right, y'all.